Hi guys, and welcome to my unboxing of the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Okay, so this is it, the GoPro Hero Black 8. So I've actually really tried to stay away from action cameras. I know they've been good. I know that they can be really useful, but I couldn't really understand why people were paying like stupid money for an action camera. I did actually get a really cheap one, and this is it. So this is some weird HD 1080p thing. It's got a screen on the back of it. I've probably had this for like how many years? I think I've had it since 2015, 2014, and it's got even blue tack on here. The battery compartment is there. It doesn't really last that long. You've got micro mini HDMI out, and you've got a micro USB charger. And what size is this? And I've got a 2 gig card in there. I'm sure that's, what is it? That's a 6-speed card. Okay, so I'll pop that back in there. But the problem with this is it resets itself, and if I want to take the time and date off the timestamp on the bottom of the video, I have to do some funny magical bits and pieces, and then reformat the card each time, and then reset the menu system. Well, reset the clock in the menu system, and that's it. It will remove it. So this is not good, and it never has been good. If you see any of my drive to work or follow me to work videos, you'll see that there are times when I've used this, and it does get some good shots now and again, but it's very flaky, very limited, and the battery doesn't last very long. So whatever footage I get, it's the footage I get, and unfortunately there's no way of getting any decent footage and getting any audio from it that's good quality, or audio that can actually lip sync, because I've tried connecting audio that's been recorded on an external recorder and then match it up with this, but this just works really weirdly. So I've thought to myself, okay, look, if I'm going to do this properly and make this a worthwhile business to continue doing, I should invest in one of these. So this is one of the pieces of equipment that's part of the puzzle. The first one was the 80D. I've obviously got myself lights and whatnot. I've got myself a second DSLR, which isn't the greatest, to be honest with you, with video footage, so I'm kind of disappointed in that, but that's fine. It's not a problem at all, because I can still use that for other bits and pieces. But what I have been missing is something small enough that I can mess around with, create different camera angles that normally you wouldn't be able to do with a big DSLR. And I'm not going down the mirrorless route just yet. Yeah, so let's see what we've got here. Okay, so I'm just going to read out what the box says just there. So the specs are as follows: 12 megapixel camera. It can record 4K in 60p, 1080 and 240p, so I'm going to get a sweet slow motion, and that's better than a lot of slow motions that you get in a mirrorless body or in a DSLR body. I think it's 100 or 120 that you can get in a lot of these other cameras. So we've got 8x slow-mo. Hello. Okay, hyper smooth 2. So hyper smooth is something that DJI released in their last generation of cameras. The Hero 7 has it, I think, and it's really good. I can remember watching The Everyday Dad, and I think he said it was probably one of the best stabilization systems on any camera. But yeah, I was quite impressed with the video footage that I've seen of it. So this version is Hyper Smooth 2.0, and we've got a Time Warp 2.0. That's like a time-lapse kind of function where it will just record whatever you want. You can choose time, like however many minutes you want to record for, but there's also an auto option where it will just record, and then it will try to figure it out automatically, what type of time lapse and whatnot it needs to create for you. So yeah, it's pretty good. It does 1080 live streaming. Wow. So I was looking at the Canon G7X Mark III for a live streaming video, but the examples that I've seen online, or the couple of examples that I've seen online, weren't very good, and the person or persons were using mobile data because they were running around the city and whatnot. It just kept cutting and clipping, and it wasn't very good, and I wasn't too sure if I actually wanted that feature. The main problem was that it didn't have any dual pixel autofocus, so that's one of the reasons why I left that. And obviously the fact that it costs like £600 and £700. So this costing £320, just under £320, was a bargain and a half. So just less than half the price. Let's open it up. No, let's not open it up. There's still some more things here. Okay, so I really want to open this up. So let's see what we got. We got live burst mode. So that's basically it'll take like a few second clip, and then you can choose which picture you want, or what picture. I don't know. We'll see how it works. But basically it's what Apple introduced in their phones not long ago, where you take a video and you can just take any picture out of that as a picture. Yeah, anyway. Then you've got Super Photo plus HDR. So this does do HDR. Super Photo is probably like a super enhanced version of the photo taking process, and color grading it automatically within the camera as you take the picture. Then it also does raw pictures, or is that raw video as well? Obviously everything's raw video, but yeah, I guess so. It takes that. And then we've got the new mount system, and then we've got voice activation. Now that could be useful. It's gimmicky, but it could be useful. Excuse me. And it's got a touch screen, so this is one of the other things that I was looking at as a requirement for a modern camera. And one of the things that Sony still haven't been able to give you is the fact that they've got a screen on the back. The screen can flip up on certain cameras that they have, but you can't modify anything from the menu system on the touchscreen. It is a touchscreen, but it only works for focusing, touch to focus, which is kind of annoying. And it doesn't make sense why you wouldn't have the full capability of the camera. It does GPS. That is going to be permanently off. And then it's waterproof up to 10 meters. Okay, now that's going to be interesting. I want to see how waterproof it is, because this one came with a cage, and I never actually bothered to use it because I knew it was going to get destroyed. but I can't wait to use this. So finally, let's just tell you what actually comes inside it. We get the camera, obviously. We get a mount. Oh, sorry, that's a battery. We get a mount plate. We get a mount screw. We get a base plate. And we get a cable. Okay, so what I like about the packaging on this is like rock solid hard plastic, and that would cost a lot of money to have this as a package. So they're spending money on this, so I need to somehow try and reuse it. Could you use this as like a water? No, you can't. Interesting. Okay, so the way this is packaged is brilliant, because all you have to do is tear this off. Wow. Okay. Okay. So there we go. There we go. Oh, that was a bit of an anticlimax. I'm gonna see what I can do with this in the future. Might make a really good episode. We get the camera, and it's mounted on this plastic plate. So what you would do is lift that up there, little flap, push these two prongs in, and you'd push it, and then you'd push it out in the direction that the camera's facing, like that. There you go. We'll put that to one side. And you possibly could reuse this somehow. You could take it off, mount it on something. Oh yeah, you can. Look at this. Alright, I'm going to be able to use this somewhere. That's awesome. Keeping that. And then we have the box itself. And the literature's actually falling out. So let's see what we have in the form of literature. GoPro Plus, which is a cloud-based service. Some information about GoPro's door. Something to do with needing help. I don't need any help. And we've got some GoPro stickers, which I won't be using. And then we have the product user guide, which we won't be using either. So in the box here we have the accessories. So the first thing is that base plate, but this is a rounded base plate. It's got a bit of a curve to it. We have a USB-C charging cable. We have the battery. This is a tiny battery. Now the battery for the Hero 8 is actually has a blue tip on it. Now the reason is because there's certain functions of the Hero 8 Black which can't be used unless you have the Hero 8 battery. The batteries are actually all identical except for something, so it's probably the power on this is probably slightly bigger, but you can use a Hero 7 or a Hero 6 battery with it. I think up to a Hero 5 battery you can use up to it, but don't quote me on that. And that's it. Let's look at this baby. Sorry about the music. Right, so I need an SD card. Got all of these SD cards. That's a full size. That's a full size. And that's a micro. So let's see what size this one is, because I don't trust the Toshiba one. This is 128 gigabyte V30 XC1 class 3 A2. So this is perfect for this type of camera. Well, I need to find out what's on it before I do anything. And then the Toshiba one, I know it's been wiped. This one is 64 gigabyte class 3. Okay, so we'll go for the 128 gig. Okay, so there's nothing on this 128 gig, so I'm gonna pop this in to here. So what we would do is push this little bit down until it shows the red bit, and then you lift it off to the side, and you can actually even take this off, which I think can be useful. But yeah, now this has got a nice soft rubberized feel to it here. That's obviously to help with the waterproofing, but I would still personally put a cage on, because it's not something that I would want to have exposed to the elements. So I'm going to pop this in. Now this is going to be a bit awkward to do. So there's a little lip there, can you see that? Hold on, there you go. So we put it in there and it fits in place. And we get the battery. Now the battery goes in with the logo facing up. So if you can see the logo there, we're also going to have the logo up on here, up in here, up in here. Okay, and you just put it in, make sure it clicks in place, and you've got this little pull tab, so you can just take it out easily. And also you've got the charging port there. Now they've taken away the HDMI output, which is fine, because I'm planning on buying the accessory for this where I can get audio and a flippy screen. But for now, this is my setup, and it's going to be pretty decent the way it is. So how do I do this now? So this is going to be the trickiest bit, putting the door back on. So if I do clip it in from the top, it's awkward. No, it's not. It's not clipping from the top, so it's got a bit of a circular shape there, if you can see. So if I do this, clip it in and then down, clip it in, then down, and then make sure. Oh, oh, it's not too bad actually. It's just because I was holding it weird for the camera that it wasn't. Well, it didn't look like it was going in properly. But yeah, that's fine. For me, it does feel like it's the little tab is sticking out too far though. The actual door sticking outward a little bit. It's weird. Okay, so I don't know if the battery is charged, but I've put it in anyway. It feels quite weighty, to be fair, for a tiny little thing. It's definitely more weightier than this. But okay, let's switch it on. And the power button on the side there. Well, hey, and oh, I gotta take this thing off. So I've taken that off. That's quite nice, isn't it? Look, it's an overlay. Picture in picture. No, there you go. Okay, so I'm choosing my language. Legal stuff. Legal stuff. Okay, GPS. No, I want to turn that off. Let me see if I can do this. Oh no, that was on. So turn that off. And it says install the GoPro app, which I've already done on my phone. Leave your camera on and follow the app instructions. Okay, so I'm going to do that now live with you guys. Okay, so where are we? Come on. So here is my phone, and here is the GoPro app, if you can see that. So it says find my camera, it says find your camera, da 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 da. I don't want it to use and go, oh, okay, so I have to set up my GPS or start my GPS to enable to find the GoPro, which is annoying because I know it's in the same bloody room as me. Just do it via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, that's all I need. Okay, so it's searching for the camera. Now because I switched off on this, it should have given me the option to, oh, they found it. Okay, it's found it even though there's no GPS enabled on this, unless it's enabled at the start of the process. Okay, so it's actually working, look at that, way. And I dropped it. Fuck. Where's it? Oh god. Anyway, luckily I caught it in time. Let's call this Hero 8 then space 001. Not like I'm going to buy like 20 of these, but there you go. Don't know what I've just clicked on there. So so you can rename it. So if you do buy several and you've got like a big setup going on, yeah, it can be very useful controlling them all. So I've just changed the name of the camera. Okay, it says let's go. Sorry I don't have any capture software for this, but I agreed to more legal stuff. No thanks, don't send any personal data. GoPro Max, that's not me. Okay, got it. Okay, so what does this allow me to access? Okay, that's fine. So basically I can transfer what I've recorded on this to here and then put it on social media, I guess. Can I control this? Yes, you can control the GoPro in the app. Awesome. So we're not going to do any of that. All we're going to do, I'm not even going to take any video footage now because the battery says it's on 18%. So can you see? Whoa. So I'm just going to mess around with the settings on this and charge it up. But it says here I've got 4 hours and 1 minute of video footage, and that's time. Hold on, what is that? That's time warp. I don't want to do time warp. So if I go to night lapse, ooh, that's cool. So I'll choose a profile, I'll create all of that, and oh, that's annoying. So when I'm going through the menu, it's making a really loud noise. I don't want it to do that. So let's do video. Standard 60 frames, but it's got that fisheye going on with it, so I'm going to get rid of the fisheye. So 1080 at 60 frames per second is 7 hours and 21 minutes. That's pretty good. So one of the things that I want to check with this is if I can actually record continuously for longer than half an hour. So that's one of the problems or limits that I have with any DSLR and any mirrorless camera. Some of the Sony ones are limitless. I think the newer ones are. I know the RX100 Mark 7 is, but I'm not too sure about the rest. But because they overheat, it's pointless even doing more than 5 minutes worth of footage. So this was actually a good buy if it can provide me that option. But yeah, so far it's really good. I've already dropped it. Amazing. Luckily nothing's happened to it. It feels very rugged and strong. So yeah, looking forward to using it. So this has been my unboxing of the GoPro Hero 8 Black. The battery's dying like crazy now. It was at 18% before, now it's gone down to 14. I don't know what I've done, but yeah. It does feel soft touch on the front of it. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.